Hello and welcome to Odis Spencer Stadium. This is Christopher Uranga bringing you the action live from Columbus, Georgia, Potros FC's YouTube channel. We're going to be here to bring you this away match on the final game of the season, regular season before playoffs. Potros FC traveling to take on the FC Columbus Elite. Two teams on different sides of the table, different situations in the season, looking for different outcomes today to prepare for the postseason and the off-season, respectively. FC Columbus looking to try to finish off strong in the season. Potros preparing for playoffs. We're going to bring you all the action in just a few minutes as the teams get their final preparations underway. We've got a clear skies as of right now, just before kickoff, and we will bring you the action. See you in a few minutes. And welcome back again. This is Christopher Waranga bringing you the match as we get ready. Final teams still getting their uniforms on, getting ready for the walkout in just a couple of minutes. Two teams in different situations. Potros sitting in second place can secure the second place with a win or a draw today, coming into this game with 8 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss. One of the most informed teams in the league, having won 7 of the last 8 matches, with looking to try to finish strong going into the playoffs. Home seed already secured, now just trying to get the second seed and a more favorable matchup in the first round of the playoffs, which will be held next weekend at Marietta High School. We will bring you that match live on our YouTube channel, so keep an eye out for that link. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it, and we will see that who the opponent will be. Could be confirmed this weekend. We might have to wait until Wednesday, as there's one makeup game that will have to be played midweek this week, which could shake up the table depending on how the results go. But in the meantime, FC Columbus Elite hosting today, 4 wins and 8 losses, a back and forth season. They've had some impressive wins this season, but they haven't had the consistency to fight for the playoff spot. They are out of playoff contention with Fountain City's loss before this match to Dalton United. They have also avoided relegation in their first Premier season after getting promoted from Division 1 last season. So they'll be looking to finish the season off strong and rebuild for the fall season. We can see that they've had some impressive wins, some impressive results, beating some top teams in the division, such as Limeño, Georgia, and they've also beaten they did beat FC Birmingham 2-0. They beat Fountain City FC, their city rivals, 3-0. And then they also beat Georgia Athletic. So 2 teams in the playoff spot that they did beat this season, Limeño and Georgia Athletic, will give them hope for next season that they may be able to compete for a playoff spot if they strengthen. But they have a chance today to prove that these players that they already have may have what it takes as they take on second place Potros. But Potros won't be an easy opponent to take on, as we mentioned, very good form, 7 wins in the last 8 matches. But they've traveled down here, are missing some key players today who are not going to be making an appearance, such as the top assister of the season, Pedro Lima, is out today. Spencer Van Buskirk is also out, as well as Omar Barrow and Danny Moreira, who have been consistent key players throughout the season. They won't be here today. A couple players getting the first call-up, Simeon Dishman being one of those. The young player will be on the bench today. Starting lineup for Potros will be Cameron Verona in goal. It will be Evan Greenberg, Latrell Bradshaw starting at center back today with Kwesi Paul. And Bryson Antochi gets his second start of the season. The 16-year-old youngest player on the squad gets the start today here in Columbus. In the midfield, Benjamin Uranga, Augusto Del Rio, also known as Bebol, and Brendan Fry Brendan Fry was on the score sheet last weekend. He starts again today. And then up top, Manuel Carrillo, Nazario Mbomio, and Mark Darinho Bino getting the start. 7 goals between them in last week's 8-1 win against Fountain City FC. Fountain City FC holding on to safety, only losing 4-0 earlier to Dalton United. They have a little bit of help as Albion currently sits in the relegation spot after having to forfeit a match earlier in the season due to an issue with the field lights, that a match was played and did not get completed due to the lights turning off. And because they were the home team and it was their facility, the match was deemed a forfeit and they were deducted 3 points. So that's really hurting Albion, but they still have 2 games left to go. They'll have to play tomorrow. They will face off against Pachuca, who's holding off currently to the final playoff spot. And then they have a midweek makeup game against Limeño. So they have 2 opportunities to get at least a point in order to save themselves from relegation. Fountain City hoping that the Albion will not be able to do that. So almost everything is wrapped up. Dalton United, as we mentioned, got the win earlier today. They've secured the home seed. They've secured 4th place going into the playoffs, regardless of other results. Because they have the head-to-head tiebreaker over UMA, even if UMA win their match tonight against FC Birmingham, they will not be able to pass Dalton United due to head-to-head. And so Dalton United will grab the 4th and final home seed in the first round. The only thing in the top 4 that can change is that Georgia Revolution could end up on top of Potros if they are able to win against Limeño tonight. We'll keep an eye on that game as this one goes on and kind of keep up with the scores. But Potros, all they need is a win or a draw to secure 2nd place. If they lose, then Georgia Revolution will have a chance to go ahead of them if they can beat them on goal difference. So Potros currently sitting at a plus 24 goal difference and Georgia Revolution at plus 20. That match will be going on at the same time. Looking at 5th through 8th place, UMA already securing playoffs regardless of other results, as well as Georgia Athletic and Limeño Georgia. The only playoff spot that's up for grabs is that final 8th spot. Currently, Pachuca, Georgia has that spot, 2 points ahead of North Georgia United. But North Georgia United could pass them with a positive result and with Pachuca dropping points and losing on that final match. So it will be an interesting final day of the season. And then that 5th through 8th spot, the order can also change depending on results. Georgia Athletic and Limeño currently sitting on equal on points. Georgia Athletic has the advantage at this time with goal difference. Oh, sorry, actually with head-to-head, since Georgia Athletic beat Limeño. But both of those teams could potentially leapfrog over UMA if UMA does not get a result against Birmingham today. And then Georgia Athletic plays against North Georgia, so that one will really be a nail-biter, as that could make a lot of differences. And then Limeño actually have 2 games to play. They're playing against Georgia Revolution tonight. And then, as we mentioned, they have the makeup game against Albion midweek. So the playoff picture will change up throughout the night. Potentially, it could end up exactly as it is now, but we won't know until all the games are played as the teams make their final steps out. Potros now on the line. Columbus coming out to the bench. Columbus going to be wearing pink and blue with white socks. Potros with white tops and black socks. So it's going to be an interesting color combination today. Potros has worn the white with black socks a few times this season early on. We'll see how they do today. Nazario Mbomio has the opportunity to break the highest single season goal scoring record for Potros if he can get 1 goal tonight. He has 15 on the season, tied with Mark Bino. It's last season's record. Mark Bino unfortunately missing out on the Golden Boot on the final day. We've got the roster of FC Columbus. We don't have starters just yet, but they've got Asher, Bonilla, Cancinos, Chapman, Corbin, Cruz, Danford, Espinosa, Hernandez, Ikpelokor, Marcellus, McCroy, Montoy, Reap, Matthew Ruff, Lucas Ruff, Turner, and Isaias Zamudio as their options today. And so as the game goes on, we'll try to grab those players and see who's starting and find out who they are. And here comes the teams walking out. So we'll be back in just a few seconds to bring you the national anthem.
Please give a round of applause to Potros FC and FC Columbus Elite for this evening's match. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask everyone please rise and join us in singing the national anthem.
So just moments away from kickoff on this final match of the season. As we will avoid copyright issues, so we will mute the stadium music for just a few minutes to avoid copyright issues on YouTube here live. A few moments from kickoff, as you saw during the final parts of that national anthem, we've got some options off the bench for Potros today. EJ Ohiwiri, Noah Kuamoto, Christian Watson back on the bench today. We've also got Ben Miller, the backup goalkeeper today. Brandervan Hernandez back to the bench today. Jimmy Lee Noel. John Engel doesn't start today. And Sean McKeever, Simeon Dishman, how we've mentioned, his first call-up of the season today. And then Noah Kuamoto got his first call-up last week. Did not make an appearance, but he's back on the bench today. So a few moments away from kickoff. And we get ready as the teams get their final words in. Final checks from referee Daniel Emery, and we are underway here in Columbus, Georgia. FC Columbus getting us started off again in pink and blue, moving from right to left. A quick early chance there, but it's going to go into the hands of Verona. This is Christopher Odanga bringing you the match today and bringing you all of the graphics and camera work, commentary. So we will be a one-man team today as we were a few weeks ago in Birmingham, and Columbus winning the ball back, getting it back to the keeper. Quickly cleared forward and played out by Bradshaw. Bradshaw starting at center back today. First time starting in that position this season. He's mostly played on the outside back positions. Columbus playing the ball forward, finds the forward again. We'll try to find the names of the Columbus players as the game goes on. We'll have to figure out who is starting in what positions, but we do have Potros names ready to go. Cross coming in, Paul gets to it. A quick turn here, a chance for Columbus in the box, but a great tackle there from Greenberg to snuff out the danger, and now Antochi will have a chance to play forward. Played quickly, trying to find Mbomio's feet. Can't find him, and it's cleared forward again by Columbus. A good start so far from Columbus, almost causing danger. And it will go out for a throw. And again, one-man team today on the broadcast, so apologies for any kind of delays or inconsistencies as we are working on multiple things at the same time. But here comes Potros coming out the other way. Darinho trying to play through the middle, but goes to Columbus. Oranga there to win it back quickly. Balls to Del Rio, Bebel. Wide to Carrillo. Carrillo starting on the far side wing today. Trying to play forward to Mbomio. Picked out by Columbus, but only for a throw. Thrown in to Antochi. Given away. Here's Columbus. We know they are very good on the counterattack if they are able to have space to get control, but that time the player slips. Ball back with Bebel in the middle. Still Bebel. Bebel playing forward to Mbomio. Flag goes up, and it will not be an opportunity for Potros as it's an offside. Quick, keeper's going to put the ball down and look to go long. So long ball playing forward. Paul gets up, wins the header, falls to Darinho's feet. Darinho controlling, trying to put the ball into a dangerous area, and Mbomio can't get to it. Columbus ends up sending it out for a corner kick, first corner of the match for Potros. And that was McCroy, the one who sent it out. So a family affair today, we believe, in Columbus. A couple of Zamurios, Hector Zamudio and Freddie Zamudio on the coaching staff. Isaias Zamudio also starting. He's the captain. So a good family affair. We're familiar with that here. Potros across comes in from Carrillo, too short. And will be cleared to safety. Throw in taken. Bebel and Carrillo linking up. We know that the chemistry that those two players have from the history with Potros. Here's Bradshaw looking to switch it wide to Darinho. Another two players with great chemistry, having played in high school together alongside Oranga as well. A quick ball forward by Bebel. Greenberg trying to get to it. He does manage to get it across in, but can't keep that one in play, and it'll go out for a goal kick. So and again, as the game goes on, we will try to fill in Columbus. We're starting to get some names down. We've got Danford in goal starting. We appreciate Columbus for helping us to get access to the press box today to bring you this match live in Columbus. A long ball forward, picked out by Greenberg. Falls to the feet of Darinho. Darinho playing back to Paul. Paul across to Bradshaw. And Tochi going forward. Goes short to Oranga. Now Carrillo coming back to possess. Quick ball movement from Potros, looking to get some rhythm into the game. Again, missing some key players, but they've got players who can fill in. A long ball by Paul. Dadinho gets to it, but flag goes up. We'll be curious to know who the flag was called upon, as both Dadinho and Mbomio were running onto it. Flag went up very early. Dadinho was the one who ended up getting to it. At that point, the whistle had already gone, so perhaps both players were in an offside position, but we can't tell from real time as to really be able to tell. Here's a chance now for Columbus. Nice move there, quick ball, but the player was just too far forward and the ball was behind him, and that was a nice attempt there. That was number 6, Corbin, who was the one who that pass was intended for. Here's a chance now as Greenberg's throw gets picked out, but ends up being played out by Dadinho. I think he was trying to get it off of the Columbus player, but wasn't able to do so. Throw in here for Columbus. Had some early, looks threatening early on so far, other than their city counterparts, Fountain City, who only registered 1 shot last week in Marietta. Didn't have a full roster, but unfortunately wasn't the good season for them after making it to the playoffs last season. That ball goes forward, but picked out by Zamudio. Back to Danford. And actually, that was McCroy. And Tochi's header only falls to the feet of FC Columbus. Here they come. Getting numbers forward, wide to the far side. And Tochi putting the pressure on. Bebel puts a tackle in, but the player called for a foul. So we won't be able to have our replay system in today, but we do have viewers at home who can go back and watch the replays, confirm that Dadinho was not offside on that play when the referee put the flag up. So maybe Mbomio was, but the referee put the flag up very quickly, did not allow Dadinho to get to the ball. So free kick here for Columbus in the 8th minute. Goes short all the way across, nobody there for Columbus. Ball played back in. Here's Bradshaw. Bradshaw looking to go long. Playing over the top. Mbomio leaves it this time. Carrillo's trying to get to it. And played to safety by, I believe that was number 12, Marcellus. Quickly taken back in. Columbus getting the ball back under possession. Good pace here from the winger for Columbus, getting past Antochi. And Mbomio tracking back. Bradshaw puts a tackle in. Late on it, and he's going to get a yellow card early in this match. First yellow card of the match goes to Bradshaw. And that was good speed from the Columbus player to get into a dangerous position. Bradshaw late on the tackle. And I believe, try to see who that was for Columbus. That's the last player we're missing. It was number 4. That's Ikpelok Or. And again, apologies if we're mispronouncing these names. Ikpelokor wins the free kick for Columbus, and another dangerous free kick in a position here. Potros haven't had too much danger on their goal in the last couple of weeks, playing FC Columbus and Fountain City. FC Birmingham and Fountain City. Columbus starting the game much stronger than we've seen in recent weeks. Good challenge for Potros getting ready for the playoffs. And Tochi on that far side was not able to keep up with the speed of Ikpelokor. Surprisingly, the player was asked to leave the pitch even though a yellow card was shown on the play. So Again, a match with not too much at stake. Of course, Columbus already out of playoff contention. Put the cross into the back post, headed back across. No Columbus player there for that one. Comes to Mbomio, plays it out to Fry. First time we're saying his name today. Quick 1-2 with Mbomio, but falls to the feet of Darinho. Darinho carrying the ball forward. Has an option, tried to get it to Greenberg, who followed the play through and now cleared forward by Columbus, but to no one on their team, and Paul will play that back to Verona. A very wide field here today at the beautiful stadium, Odis Spencer Stadium in Columbus, Georgia. A really great facility that we get to play at today. A nice field with nice dimensions. That one wide to Greenberg. Greenberg can't control. One back by Espinosa. Tried to play it forward to Montoy. Now Ikpelakor. Again, played forward to a Potros player, but not able to control yet, but now they do. Here's Carrillo. Trying to take advantage of the field space and finding spaces in behind so far without success, other than one attempt which was called for offside against Darinho. We don't believe that was the correct decision, but the play continues on. Still 0-0 here in the 12th minute. Throw in going to be taken by Marcellus. Looking for Antochi. Antochi's the one who got the header to it and ends up going out for a throw in on the far corner. Opportunity from the throw. Long throw in. Headed away by Paul. He gets up to it first. Header falls to him. Mbomio can't win the first one. Now some work to do. Antochi putting the pressure on. Columbus still with the ball. Switching it out to the near side. Good control there from Espinosa. Oh, apologies again for the camera work. Espinosa. Good control from him. Now switching it out wide here to Ikpelakor. Trying to get past Bebol, but his unsuccessful dribbling, but wins it right back from Antochi right away. Antochi struggling a bit on that far side so far, but working with Bebol to win that one back. Forward to Mbomio, but can't keep it in play. It will be a throw-in for Columbus. And again, apologies as we are working on the camera setup. So apologies for some of the delays on the camera work. Here's Greenberg putting a cross in. Falls to him. Mbomio. Flag goes up, but late. It was a tough one. There was the ball bounced in between. Players were moving around, but this assistant referee's got her work cut out for her today, as some of these calls look very close. It's going to require a lot of focus to make sure that she's getting these correct. So far, we already know that we believe that she missed one on Darinho earlier. She put the flag up before. Darinho ran onto it, believe calling Mbomio offside, who left the ball. That one looked close as well. We'll have to confirm if that one should not have gone up. And apologies if you lost the audio from the matches. Again, as I mentioned, we are making some adjustments to the camera setup live. We are here in the press box. It makes it a little bit difficult. We do see a sub getting ready for Potros. I believe that's John Engel, or potentially Kuamoto. Now that is Engel getting his warm-ups in. Perhaps the struggling Antochi replacement early on. We'll see as the match continues. Headed away by Carrillo. Falls to Mbomio. Quick header to the middle. Here's Fry. Fry, can he get to the ball? He does. Has Mbomio still in front of him. A nice ball forward. But good work from Danford to get off his line and read that one and send it to safety before Mbomio could get to it. Mbomio again trying to win the Golden Boot, currently top of the table in the league with 15 goals. Could break the single season record for Potros today with a goal. Greenberg's ball back to Paul, ended up being given back to Columbus, and now ball forward. The flag stays down. Here's a chance for Cruz. Connects with Espinosa. Back to Cruz. Cruz into the box. His touch was too heavy, and Verona will pick that one up. But taking advantage, as Potros has been as well, but using the width of this field to create space for themselves. They have to be aware to not give the ball away in those central positions, because the space will open up very quickly on this field. Just like that, here's a chance for Corbin to put a cross in. It's going to be too high and go off target. We can hear some instructions from Frankie Ruiz, trying to stretch the field out, asking his forwards to get higher up the pitch as he feels that they're getting congested in their own half. And this ball falls loose to Mbomio on the far side. Mbomio with space in front of him and support. Here's Carrillo. Manuel Carrillo trying to get it across to Bebel, but picked out by the Columbus player who was coming back on defense. Oranga with a strong tackle, but Corbin comes away with it. Still Corbin with some space. Gets it wide to Espinosa. Espinosa looking for Cruz. Cruz tried the one-time flick, but Paul was strong in the way. Takes a challenge and wins the free kick also. Paul trying to play quick. Was picked out. A mistake there from Paul, giving the ball away in the middle again. Bebel trying to put a tackle in. Gets past one, but can't get to the second one, and now the foul will come back on Bebel for that late challenge. So again, giving the ball away in the middle of the field is not what you want to do in a field like this. It's very wide. We've seen in narrow fields, when you lose the ball in the middle, it's very difficult to be able to find the outlet. Here, it's very dangerous to lose the ball in the middle of the field. Free kick for Columbus, another dangerous position. Puts a cross in. Gets past Greenberg, goes to the middle, but couldn't get controlled by the Columbus player. Verona trying to play it quick. Looking for Mbomio. Gets behind the defense of Columbus. Mbomio trying to control. Now he does. Has Carrillo in support. Carrillo's touch a little bit behind him, and now the pass goes off of his teammate. And one back by Columbus in the middle of the field again. Ikpelokor trying to find the ball forward. Bradshaw able to clear, but only for a corner kick. Potros struggling so far in this half to really get control, as we've seen in recent weeks. Columbus putting the difficult pressure on. Looks like we see a little bit of a swap, as Mbomio now going to the wide area. Carrillo coming more central. Could be just for this corner kick, or it could be a tactical change. We'll see as the game continues on. A chance here for Columbus from the corner. Cross in, won by Paul. And a foul called as the ball fell to Mbomio on the far side. Looks like Uranga was the one who was fouled. It was a little difficult to see as the play went into the box. Nineteenth minute, still 0-0. Not much to talk about in this game other than Columbus really causing the danger. And now the referee will have a talk with one of the Columbus players in Oranga. Looks like maybe some words were exchanged. Something that the referee didn't like there. Now the ball played forward by Verona. Won by Columbus's player. Wide to Antochi. Antochi plays it forward. That was Fry who put the pressure on, but played out by McCroy. Antochi's throw to Mbomio's feet. Mbomio trying to be more of a creator today. Antochi gets the ball into the box, picked out by Zamudio. A chance here by Asher playing the ball forward. Kept in by Cruz, but Bradshaw did well to keep up with the play. Playing it safely back to Verona, and now Verona will play long, looking for Carrillo. Carrillo's header flicked on. Dadinho trying to get to it first, but well done from Cancinos, who held off Dadinho there to keep the ball for Columbus. Ball played forward by Danford. Bebel there with control. Bebel looking to put the ball in. Looking for Carrillo, but Danford off his line once again. So Columbus really doing well so far in this match, and as we mentioned, they have gotten results off of teams in playoff positions. Unluckily for them, in their first season, they're not able to get into the playoffs, but they haven't been able to be consistent enough today. They look like a team who could compete for playoffs if they can keep this up and compete every week. Potros not really having a great match so far, but time will show. We've seen similar types of performances throughout the season, and they've still been able to grind out results. So this Potros team has really been able to show with under Frankie Ruiz that even if they aren't performing their best on the day, they still able to get results. So we'll see if they're able to pull it out today as the game continues. Wide to Dadinho. Has the overlap from Greenberg. Now it goes to him. Greenberg thought about putting it early on, decides to take a touch. This time the cross goes into the hands of Danford. Played quickly to Zamudio's feet. Zamudio wide to Cancinos. Corbin elects to go back to Danford. Danford going to go back to Zamudio. They'll try again. Here's Corbin getting it deeper this time. Switching to McCroy. Played through the middle to Asher. Uranga breaks up the play, giving away a free kick, and now Columbus will be able to get their lines forward, higher up the pitch. Zamudio over the ball. May go direct. Does so. Looking for the far side, looking for, I believe that's Montoy, but his turn was too wide, and Potros will come away with throw. A record-breaking season so far for Potros, breaking their all-time scoring record in the league, going on their longest unbeaten streak, had their largest win in UPSL Premier, scored their 500th club goal, all competitions. Dadinho getting his 50th goal in UPSL Premier. Have a chance here from Greenberg, gets across to the back post, looking for Carrillo, but he misses it on the volley and will end up being a goal kick. But again, with all of these records broken, the one thing that Potros will need to show for all of it is a title. They're already out of the regular season title contention that was secured by Kalanji Pro Profile with their midweek match against Albion. A 9-2 victory for Pro Profile. And so the next option for Potros will be in the playoffs, looking to try to qualify for the national playoff. They've had back-to-back semifinal appearances, but have not been able to get into the championship game. Here's Espinosa at the edge of the box. Paul puts a good tackle in. Uranga. Now Bebel with space in front of him, but tries to go quickly front instead. Mbomio getting in behind. Still Mbomio. Mbomio at the edge of the box. Danford comes out. Ball bounces behind. Mbomio lost it, and it will be a throw-in. Great work again from this goalkeeper, Danford. He's been one of the standout players so far for this Columbus elite team. Just really good timing and reading of the game to be able to come out and help there. Throw in taken quickly. Here's Fry. Poked on to Antochi. Antochi's going to go put a cross in. Gets blocked. Falls to Mbomio. And the flag goes up on Mbomio. The cross from Antochi was deflected off of a Columbus player. Flag went up for the offside. Was not determined to be a deliberate play on the ball. Danford getting it back underway, trying to find Espinosa. Greenberg there to head to Dadinho with pressure on him, looking for support, and goes back to Paul. Kwesi Paul has been a really good player this season for Potros. A long ball over the top. This time the flag does stay down. Here's Mbomio on his 16th goal of the season. Can he break the record? Oh, blocked. Blocked by Columbus right there in front of the goal. And Mbomio does not break the single season record so far in this match. A great save there from Danford as we see the graphics come up in the stadium showing just that. An excellent production here in Odis Spencer Stadium, but we still wait for the first goal of the match. That ball's played forward. Can Dadinho get to it? But Danford does well. Foul called against Dadinho as he tried to get around the player. The player got in the way, and in the process went over the keeper. Referee having a talk with Dadinho. Dadinho saying that he was just trying to get around the player, but ultimately it is a foul. So still scoreless. Opportunities for both teams to take the lead. Potros probably with the best opportunity, that one from Mbomio just a few seconds ago. And now here's Columbus Elite trying to play through. Pelocor and Asher combine. Here's Marcellus carrying the ball forward with no pressure on him. Now Uranga covering on the wide area, able to win it back. Here's Uranga again. Wide to Dadinho. Dadinho, not many options, but tries to go long. And they have to get those ones right. They did the last time, but it did not result in a goal. Danford has been very good at reading those ones and coming off his line. So Potros, if they're going to try to play behind the line, it's got to be timed to perfection. Here's Mbomio winning the ball back from McCroy. Goes to Carrillo. Carrillo. He turned into the pressure. He had support from Dadinho coming in, but was not able to control. Marcellus, with time on the ball, tries to play forward, but only finds the feet of Uranga. Bebel. Bebel trying to go forward again to Carrillo. Carrillo just not able to control. This is a difficult one, but Potros seeming a little impatient with their options to the front. They've been rushing the ball forward. It's worked a few times, a couple of close offside calls that might have been dangerous if they had gotten on the right, the other side of the call, but still not really able to take advantage. Here, chance here for Columbus. They have players coming forward, but Paul reads that one and picks it out. Played forward to Carrillo. Carrillo tries to flick to Dadinho, but it was a little too short, and they have to settle for a throw-in on this near side. No substitutes so far. Here in the 27th minute, Greenberg looking for a long throw behind. Dadinho, ball bounces, not able to get control. Samudio does well. And with the pressure on, McCroy not really able to clear, and Dadinho picks it up. And now Potros have an opportunity to get some possession in the attacking third, but Antoci's touch was too heavy. He was not anticipating the pass, and the long clearance from Columbus ends up at the feet of Verona. Plays out to Bradshaw. Here's Paul. Kwesi Paul. Looking for the long switch. Mbomio with some space if he can get on it. Flag stays down. Here's Mbomio at the edge of the box. Cuts inside. Looking for the shot. Mbomio. Shot blocked. It falls to Carrillo. Apologies. That was Fry. Fell to Fry, and Fry was not able to put it on target. His volley was too high. But Potros getting a little bit more dangerous as the game has gone on. As we mentioned a few minutes ago, they've started the game slow on multiple occasions. They've been good enough to avoid conceding, and now they have to start getting the momentum in their favor. Greenberg's ball to the middle gets cut out. Uranga picks up the loose ball, tries to flick it to the far side. Flag will go up this time against Mbomio. It was a good idea from Uranga. Again, looks like this Columbus team is holding a pretty high line. They're not sitting back on the edge of the penalty area. They're stepping the line up a little bit high, and with the goalkeeper that they have, Danford, who showing his strengths at reading the play, you can see why they implement that strategy. And yeah, FC Columbus really winning the midfield battle in the first part of this half. Potros has since grown into the game. That one looking for Ikpelakor, but he could not control. A warm, humid day today, but covered with clouds, so not much sunshine on this late kickoff. Bebel winning the ball back in the middle. Tried to play it forward, but wasn't able to control it to a teammate. And now McCroy. McCroy looking to play forward. And Tochi picks that one out. Now Bebel to Uranga with space. Finds Dadinho, who comes inside. Has Greenberg on the outside if he can shift it out. But decides to go to Carrillo instead. Carrillo! into the hands of Danford. Almost saw a classic Darinho-Carrillo connection, as we've seen many times in this league. The two all-time leading scorers for the club connecting there. Darinho just over 60 goals, 61 goals for the club in all competitions. Carrillo with 30. And Bomio with 15, all coming in this season, so just behind them. Not quite in the top of the standings yet, but impressive stats considering I believe this is his 9th or 10th game for the club. Here's Bebel, including 3 hat tricks this season so far for Mbomio. Played wide. Here's Greenberg. Tries to get it to Darinho. The flag will come up against Darinho. And again, that high line from Columbus. Potros really need to watch that line and time their runs, especially with this assistant referee on the near side. We've seen multiple occasions that she can be pretty quick with the flag. And so they have to be 100% sure that they're onside. If it's close, it's no guarantee that they will get the call in their favor. Here's Samudio. Goes back to Danford. Danford's going to go long. Bradshaw. Header falls to the feet of Fry. Fry playing forward to Darinho. Has Bebel this time. Flag stays down. Bebel with the chip into the hands of Danford. Not clinical enough with the finishing so far, but another chance here is Bebel. Crossing across, but too far for Darinho, who's on the back post. That was another great opportunity for Potros. So great run there from Augusto Del Rio to get in behind. Tried to go for the chip, but Danford was in the right position and had to get that one exactly right. And it's good work there from Greenberg to play it off of the Columbus player and win the throw-in. Here's Paul. Across to Bradshaw. Played forward to Mbomio. Mbomio flicks on to Ntochi. Ntochi playing it behind for Mbomio. Flag stays down. He good timing on that run. Still Mbomio. Tried to sneak it into that front post on his left foot, but didn't catch Danford off guard. It just wasn't on target. Another thing to mention today, with a one-man broadcasting team here in Columbus, we won't be able to keep the stats as we have in recent matches, as you saw last week in our home match. But we will be back at Marietta next week with additional staff on the broadcast, so we will be able to bring you replays and stats throughout the match. So look out for that one in the first round of the playoffs. Potros FC looking to try to get to that next step. They won their first playoff match last season in the first round against Georgia Revolution, being the lower seed, causing an upset. This season, they will go in as the high seed in the first round. The question will be whether it will be second or third place. With the current score, it will be second place. But they'll want to maximize points to top off this great season under Frankie Rui's first full season. Here's a chance. Montoy getting forward. A little bit of a cross here. Saved by Verona. A second one saved by Verona as well. Great save there from Cameron Verona, a veteran keeper. A little bit of a misconcentration from the Potros defense allowed, I believe that was Cruz, to get free in the box. And Columbus getting a little bit more momentum back on their side. They started the half strong. And we do see a substitute getting ready now for Potros. This is John Engel steps up to the half. We'll see who he replaces in a few moments. But first we have this corner from Columbus. Cross coming in to the back post. Oh, a miscommunication there. Couldn't get their head to it and will fall to a goal kick. And now we will see that substitute, as John Engel did not make an appearance last week, was not available for the match, comes into the game, and it will be Bryson Ntochi who gets replaced. So Bryson Ntochi got his second start of the season today, has an early exit. He had struggled a little bit early on with the speed of Ekpelakor on that far side, but only 16 years old, has shown some impressive leadership skills, has shown some impressive technical and tactical understanding of the game this season in his first season in the UPSL, playing with adults and making a real name for himself. We'll hope to see more from him in the future. Here's Kwesi Paul. Tried to find Carrillo, but the ball was too far. Dadinho picks up the loose ball, plays it in behind. Marcellus there to clear it out to safety. Angle getting his first touch of the ball will be from the throw-in. Tries to throw it in behind. Carrillo there. A foul called on Carrillo as he tried to play off the shoulder of the Columbus player, only to give away a free kick. Some high fives between Danford and McCroy. Good work so far from this Columbus defense. They've had a few times where Potros has been able to get behind, but a good work from the keeper to close things down. Good work from the defense to continue the play and block the shots. Potros not able to take advantage. They've had opportunities of their own. Verona with an incredible save just a few moments ago. That one falls to Carrillo. Carrillo cutting back. Flicks on to Greenberg. Forward to Fry. Fry can't get past. So they'll have to start again with Uranga. Now Carrillo. Dadinho trying to get it back to him, but he wasn't able to wrap his foot around it. Ends up going behind Carrillo and out for a throw. 36 minutes gone, 9 remaining, plus added time. Not many stoppages other than a couple of fouls. Already 1 yellow card shown to Latrell Bradshaw. Here's Angle, carrying the ball forward himself. Gets it wide to Mbomio. Mbomio back to the middle towards Fry. Fry with a nice cut. Can he get the ball back? Flicks it on towards the center. Greenberg to Carrillo in a tight angle. Plays it across. Oh, another great defensive effort there from McCroy on the FC Columbus Elite. Brendan Fry was the target. Could not flick it towards goal. McCroy got his leg in the way. And great work so far from this Columbus defense to stop these dangerous opportunities. Ball played forward. Bradshaw headed. Ball falls to Bebel. Bebel under control. He had a great opportunity himself that was saved by Danford. Now Dadinho. Trying to play it behind. Greenberg, can he keep it in? He tries to get to the line, does get across, and here's the chance. Oh, but Brendan, Carrillo could not redirect it. Here's a chance for Mbomio. His touch too heavy. The ball just does not want to be under control for Potros today so far. Still looking for that opening opportunity. Oranga. Bebel coming back. And apologies, it's a little hard to see who's who from up here in the press box, but we're trying to get those names correct. Here's John Angle driving forward. Good work there from Ekpelakor to play it out for a corner kick. But that previous opportunity, a great ball from Greenberg to keep it in play. Played it right across the goal, but Carrillo's touch was wide, was not able to redirect it. Good marking from this Columbus team to stay with their man. They have not left any Potros players in the box open. They're making them have to work for that goal. They have an opportunity here. Bebel on the corner, the all-time leading assister for the club. Looking to connect with one of his teammates. He puts the cross all the way across the goal. Bradshaw flick it back on. Greenberg getting in front of that one, not allowing the quick play, but still Columbus has an opportunity to break here. Bradshaw has to be careful. Espinosa versus Bradshaw. Bradshaw slowing down the play, now puts a good tackle in. Good work there from Bradshaw to be patient. He's on a yellow card. He had to get that one right. Otherwise, he could have put Potros down a man, but excellent work there from Latrell Bradshaw. Deputizing at center back today with the unavailability of Spencer Van Buskirk and Omar Barrow, who started there in the last matches. Another ball forward. Carrillo trying to control. A 50-50 battle ends up won by Columbus. But Greenberg picks up the loose ball, trying to find a cross in. Goes all the way across, picked out by Marcellus. Marcellus now trying to go the other way. Paul reads it well. Brendan tried to turn, but his touch was heavy. He saw the space behind him, but he just had the touch was just a little too heavy and went into the pressure. Potros still under possession though. Here's Uranga. Wide to angle. Bradshaw. And now Uranga again. Uranga trying to be patient. Bradshaw with options, goes wide to angle. Back to Bradshaw. 5 minutes to go plus added time in this first half. Greenberg. Back across to Bradshaw. Angle. Angle saw the space and went himself. Now plays it behind, looking for Mbomio. It's just going to be short, and Mbomio does well to keep it in play. Marcellus tries to clear. Carrillo's in the way. Nice touch there from Carrillo, but it's going to take him out of bounds for a goal kick. So all the effort there to try to keep the ball in the dangerous area ends up for nothing, as that touch was played just a bit too heavy. Zamudio trying to build out from the back. We've seen them do this a few times. Wide to Cancinos. Now Espinosa. Greenberg puts a protector in. So does Dadinho. Dadinho's held back. And it's going to be a yellow card shown here for Espinosa. As he grabbed Dadinho, who won the ball back in the dangerous third. And now Potros will have an opportunity from the free kick. Bebel going to be the one to take it. Has some targets in the box, but Paul and Bradshaw not going up. Bradshaw making his way up and not getting into the box. We'll see what Bebel searches for as it comes across it. All the players and cleared out, but here's Bradshaw. Goes for the shot, but can't keep it under control. It will be a goal kick. Across the league, FC Birmingham is hosting UMA. That game is currently 0-0. And Georgia Revolution currently up 1-0 against Limeño, Georgia. Georgia Revolution trying to leapfrog Potros for that second spot. Potros have everything in their control. As long as they do not lose today, they will hold on to second spot. If they do lose, Georgia Revolution will have to beat them out on goal difference in order to leapfrog them, since they tied during the season, so no head-to-head will be applied in that tiebreaker. Uranga, a bit of a heavy touch, but manages to get to it, but his ball forward was too far forward, and Danford will collect. 2 minutes remaining in this half, plus added time. We'll try to see if we can get an indicator of the added time when it comes up. Don't know if the referees have the boards today, but if they do, then we should be able to see it from here in the press box. I don't think we saw the board during the throw-in. Oh, and during the substitute, I meant to say. And Columbus back underway. Here's Cancinos. Asher, he had the idea to get the box, but no run was made from Espinosa. Verona keeps it in play. No pressure on the keeper. Verona will take his time trying to see if Potros can open up the field. Looks like he's pushing the players forward, and he'll try to get it into Columbus's half, and a bit of a bouncer, but it falls to the feet of Dadinho. Can't control it though. Paul gets up and wins that header. Bebo with a quick touch forward. Dadinho, can he use his speed to get to it? Does so. Can he play it across? Here's Carrillo. The ball's a little bit behind him, and cleared by McCroy. So as the half comes to an end, it's really been the definition of this half of those balls just being a bit too forward, a bit too behind, a bit too slow, a bit too heavy touches. Just not able to get it in yet, but here's another chance. Bebel across, and Carrillo again, just not able to control the ball. Will go out for a goal kick. Carrillo's been on the end of a lot of these, just hasn't been able to get that ball under control as they've come to his feet. And we will see, looks like we are in added time now. Don't see any indicator. And we're getting, as you might have heard from the stadium, it looks like we're going to have 2 minutes of added time. Verona looking to try to conduct an opportunity. Goes long, looking to try to get behind the Columbus defense. They'll have to settle for the second ball as Fry gets his head to it. Uranga now can control and get it back to Paul. Here's Bebel. Nice touch from him. Looking for Carrillo once again. But again, just off the rhythm. They're just a couple yards miscalibrated so far in this first half. We'll have to have a talk from Frankie Ruiz at halftime and see if they can get back on terms. But here's a chance to still go in the lead. Here's Darino. Leaves it for Bebel. Now Carrillo. But tackle against him. Sorry, that was Fry. We keep getting Fry and Carrillo mixed up from up here. Fry does well to come back and force the ball out of bounds. And now Columbus looking for the ball as they have only a few seconds remaining in this half. Perhaps Columbus could take the advantage into the half. We'll see as this play develops. Here's a chance. Trying to get forward. Angle does well to get behind. And now playing the ball forward, but only as far as Ekpelikor. Ekpelikor. He's been dangerous on that far side when he's been able to get control. Here's Asher. Playing the ball wide, looking for Espinosa. Greenberg misses it. Espinosa! But the flag was up, so Verona with an incredible save would not have mattered as the flag went up for offside against Espinosa. But as we mentioned it there, both teams with good chances in this half. Both teams, nothing to show for it. We will be going into this half level with a 0-0 scoreline. Referee Emery speaking with Cruz again. This is the second time. And I don't think there will be any time to play. As Verona will get the kick. It should be the final kick of the half. Goes short to Paul. Play continues on. Wide to Greenberg, and there is the halftime whistle now. So 0-0 at halftime. Both teams with good opportunities, but nothing to show for it. We'll see how the halftime talks go and whether either team can take advantage in the second half. We'll be back to bring you that in about 15 minutes. Welcome back as we get ready for the second half kickoff. FC Columbus Elite 0, Potros FC 0. Going into the final 45 minutes of the regular season, can either team break through, get the final 3 points? Will they share the points and go into the off-season and postseason with a draw? We'll see in the next 45 minutes. We'll see if any adjustments were made by either team going into the second half. FC Columbus with some dangerous opportunities. Potros also with some dangerous opportunities. Neither team able to capitalize. A frustrating half as opportunities came and went. Opportunities were given away with offside calls and not being able to keep the lines. So we'll see if either team can make adjustments needed in the second half. Frankie Ruiz going into this game with 7 wins in the last 8 matches. We'll see if he can get his 8th win, extending the unbeaten run for Potros, currently at 10 games. And they will host the first round of the playoffs across the league. UMA and FC Birmingham were also scoreless at halftime in Birmingham. And Georgia Revolution was up 1-0 with Limeño just before the game was delayed due to a weather delay. So up in McDonough, they are under a weather delay. So we're getting ready for kickoff in the second half. Potros will be the ones to do it this time. In white and black, moving from right to left. FC Columbus Elite in pink and blue, moving from left to right. Doesn't look like any changes on Potros' lineup going into the second half. They'll go out with the same 11 that finished the half. And Bomio on the kickoff. They've got players on the line. And we are underway here in Odis Spencer Stadium in Columbus, Georgia. 45 minutes away from the end of the regular season. Still stuff to play for both teams. For bragging rights and for all of the above. Records to be broken as well. We'll see how these teams can come away in this match. Throw in for Greenberg, looking for Mbomio. Early on, Potros getting into the dangerous positions, but not able to control. We saw some really good opportunities in the first half from both teams. Both goalkeepers making some incredible saves. Both defenses doing well as well. We'll see as Columbus try to get forward to Cruz. Paul kept that in play, but the whistle goes and looks like it will actually be a throw-in. So it looks like he did not keep it in play. It was a little bit dangerous from Paul, playing it back into a dangerous area. Oranga was there to cover, and it ended up being a foot race, but play was stopped, and it will be a throw-in. Here's Columbus Elite. Trying to find it behind Paul there. Plays it forward, keeps it in play. Second ball picked up by Fry. Fry's ball looking across for Carrillo, who's now back on the wing. But good work there from Marcellus to head it back to Danford. And again, I don't think there were any changes on the Columbus side. As the ball's thrown out. One back by Dadinho. Here's Fry. Still Fry. Flicks it onto Mbomio. Flags down. And a tight angle. Mbomio shot saved by Danford and cleared away to safety. And now Potros pick it up. Uranga with Bebol. Carrillo trying to play forward. Sorry. That was Fry who played forward. Carrillo kept it in. Carrillo tried to get around one, but can't get the ball back. Here's a chance for Columbus on the break. Ekpelakor loses the ball to Del Rio. Del Rio across to the back post. Dadinho! And Bomio, apologies. From up here in the press box, it's not the best view. We do get some players mixed up. And we've been getting Fry and Carrillo mixed up all game. That one was Mbomio who tried to play it back across. Dadinho was the one waiting for the second ball. And we will have to adjust our position up here in the press box to get a little bit better view. Again, one-man broadcasting team today. Christopher Oranga bringing you the match down in Columbus, Georgia. Well, we will be back at home next weekend for the first round of the playoffs at Marietta High School. Who we will be facing is left to be determined, and whether it will be as a second seed or a third seed will also be left to be determined. At the moment, the second seed will be secured with a draw or a win. With a loss, if FC Columbus pull out a win today, it will depend on Georgia Revolution's result in McDonough. Ball looking across for Carrillo, picked out by, I believe that was Ekpelakor, who came back to help in the defense. And now it will be a corner kick for Potros. Carrillo's going to be the one to take it this time. He has Bebel at the edge of the box, finds him. Bebel tries the shot to the back post, but can't get it on target. Not a bad idea there, as Bebel was left at the edge of the box all by himself. We know he has the capability to put it in from there, but didn't get it right that time. One of the records that has been broken this season is the single season assist, broken by Pedro Lima with 7 assists this season. The previous record was held by Bebel, Augusto Del Rio, with 6. Mark Binot, Darino, and Sean McKeever, who's on the bench right now, also have 6 assists this season. So it's been a very prolific goal-scoring season. And Fry is called for a foul there as he tried to get the control of the ball, took the Columbus player with him as he tried to change direction. And now Columbus have a chance to get players forward. They've got 4 players up in the defensive line. Long ball looking for the far side. Header was won by Columbus, but Uranga there to pick it up. Has pressure, but goes forward himself. Now playing into space. Will Fry be able to get to it? He does enough to force Columbus to kick it out, and they will have a throw in from a dangerous position. Greenberg coming forward to support. Greenberg looking to try to get the ball into the box. Goes for Mbomio. Mbomio's touch a little heavy and cleared out for another throw. FC Columbus, despite their position in the table, they have had some good results this season against teams in playoff positions, but haven't had the consistency to fight for a playoff spot themselves. Their first season in the Premier Division after an impressive Division 1 season last season. Although they didn't earn promotion through one of the natural ways, they had the opportunity to be promoted due to other teams dropping out of the league. And so now Engel gets a throw into Mbomio, flicked up. Carrillo on the second ball, not able to control and cleared away. And this can be a good opportunity for Columbus if they can get control. Here's Cruz and Bradshaw. Bradshaw loses control. Cruz goes back with a Pellicor. And his ball into the box will just be too far for Cruz to get to it. Verona will come away with it. And Columbus still showing signs of danger as they get into these forward positions, but haven't really had a clear-cut chance aside from the header from Cruz in the first half, which was saved from close range by Verona. And then on the follow-up, Verona got the second one. Carrillo looking for a chance to get into a dangerous position himself. Still Carrillo. Goes to Bebel. Bebel switching across wide to Greenberg. Greenberg carrying the ball into space. Still Greenberg. Gets past one. Still Greenberg. Has some work to do there in the corner, but wins a throw-in. Thrown back to Oranga with some time and space. Lets his head up. Looks for a cross. It went to the feet of Carrillo. The flag went up for offside. Carrillo didn't agree with it. It looked close from up here. It looked like he started in a good position and then moved forward as the pass came in, but assistant referee over there on the line saw it differently. The ball forward from Columbus to nobody. Paul will come away with it. Connects with his center back partner for the day, Latrell Bradshaw. Connects with Oranga. Classmates at Keachern High School. Bradshaw putting the ball in behind. It takes a heavy bounce. And McCroy will be able to see that one out for a goal kick. Here's Zamudio. Finds Corbin in the middle. Ball given away. Angle connects with Uranga. Uranga looking for an option. Has to go back to Paul. Now Bradshaw has pressure. Good touch from him to get away from the pressure. Uranga wide to Greenberg. Greenberg's ball forward. It's given away. Uranga does well to clean that one up. And now Dadinho. Back to Uranga. Uranga finds Mbomio. Flag stays down. Can Mbomio get... No, flag now comes up. Another great ball there from Uranga. Great timing on the run. It seemed from Mbomio, but assistant referee put the flag up. And just seems to be that the assistant referees... And again, this is from my perspective, and I may be a little bit biased, but it definitely seems like these runs have been timed well. But assistant referee doesn't agree. I feel bad for Uranga on that one. The last two, really. Ball played forward by McCroy, and Paul comes away with it again. And Potros in control for the moment. Here's Uranga looking for another one this time. There's no doubt that he was onside, but ball couldn't get through. Was looking for Brendan Fry, I believe, on that run. A little bit easier to get Fry and Carrillo as Carrillo came back to the wing. Makes it a little bit easier to identify who is who from up here. Asher now clears, and again, Potros will come up with the ball. Kwesi Paul. Many recoveries throughout the season from those balls forward, and that one gets behind him, though. Here's Espinosa. One-on-one with Bradshaw. Bradshaw lets it go because the touch was into the hands of Verona. Had support from, I believe that was Corbin, but couldn't get to it. Now Verona plays the ball in behind, and Bomio trying to get to it. And an offside called against Mbomio. This one I don't have an opinion on, as the ball was played by Verona. I did not see Mbomio's position at the time of the clearance from Verona. So we'll give the benefit of the doubt to the assistant referee on this one. Here's McCroy. A lot of the same from the first half from Potros, just forcing the ball forward and some offside calls that may or may not be right. But now one back here by Bebol. Still Bebol. Gets pulled back, and that will be a yellow card, I believe. Shown to number 6. That's Ian Corbin. Gets the yellow card after fouling Mbomio. Fouling Bebol. Free kick here from Potros in a dangerous position. About 28 yards from goal at an angle. Say about 30 yards when you consider the angle. Carrillo over the ball. We'll see if he's going to look for a cross or a shot. Kwesi Paul has come forward into the box, so he's an option. Also has Uranga there. And Dadinho. Has Mbomio on the near side. Tries to go himself and can't get it down under the wall. So Potros coming into this half with a little bit more control than we saw in the first half, but still not really able to create the danger. They've had a few opportunities that were called back for offside. Here's Kwesi Paul. Finds Bebel. Bebel carrying the ball forward. Has angle to the outside if he can find the space to find the pass, but this goes wide to Greenberg instead, but Greenberg just was not able to keep that one in play. The ball just got away from him. We do see Christian Watson up from the bench, getting some warm-ups in, getting his legs moving. Could be a potential option for Frankie Ruiz. And we do see Watson now changing his shirt, so we might see Watson enter the game soon. Will he be able to unlock this game? Still scoreless in the 52nd minute. 59th minute, apologies. Goal kick taken. Oranga heads forward, trying to find Mbomio, and Mbomio was not ready for it. And we'll go right back to Danford. Here's Zamudio. Isaiah Zamudio. Wide to the left back. Clearance falls to Bebol. Shouts for handball. Nothing given. Play continues. A nice turn there from Corbin. Still Corbin going through the middle. Bebol gets in the way this time. Oranga coming back. And Oranga winning the ball, but not in a way that the referee liked. And a yellow card shown to Oranga as well. And Corbin stays down. I think a little bit of cramp. And that as he made that run. Reminder that FC Columbus Elite did have a game this week on the midweek against Pachuca a few days ago on Wednesday. So they've only had about 2 days of recovery before this match. We might see some tired legs here. And actually, that was actually number 12, I believe. So it might have been a newly entered player. That was the one who... Number 18 is the one. Number 18, that is Reap. And apologies again if we mispronounced that. But we did see a substitute right here for Potros as Christian Watson enters the match, replacing Brendan Fry. See if Watson can make the difference in this match. An opportunity. We saw him make a difference a few weeks ago against Georgia Athletic. Angle winning that header. Mbamio getting his head to the second one. And now a chance here, a 4 versus 3 if Potros can get players forward. Now another one enters, 5 versus 4. Carrillo puts the cross to the back post, and Mbomio can't control. You expect better from the all-time leading scorer in the league right now. Not all-time leading scorer, current Golden Boot leader. Here's Bebol at the edge of the box. Still Bebol looking to turn. Bebol puts it across, looking for Carrillo. Picked out by Columbus. And some gamesmanship from the Columbus player as Oranga came in, looking to try to get the yellow card. A foul called, but Oranga saying it was unintentional. Columbus back underway. McCroy sending the ball forward. Picked up by Espinosa. Trying to play it forward. Bradshaw gets to it. Foul called against FC Columbus Elite. On, I believe that's Pelacor. Fouling Bradshaw. Paul getting the ball set. Referee doesn't like the placement. Paul playing the ball forward. Dadinho trying to get it in control behind. On the far side, Dadinho tried to go forward. Plays it off of himself. And it will be a goal kick for FC Columbus Elite. That opportunity just a few minutes ago from Mbomio was all open on the back post. Could not control the ball. You don't see that very often from him. Especially with his goal-scoring record this season, you expect that one to finish the play. Goal kick taken long. Won by Paul. Ball bounces in between two Potros players, and now Columbus will have a chance to play it forward again. Greenberg picks that one out, but only for a throw-in for Columbus. Espinosa on the throw. Actually, that's not Espinosa, but... Try to correct it later. Here's Dadinho. Picking up the loose ball. Cuts inside. Has pressure. Doesn't release it soon enough. And now Columbus with a chance to go forward quickly. Looking for Pelacor. Keeps it in play. Has to go one-on-one with Engel. Gets a shot from the near post. That one just wide of the goal, nearly opening the score. Verona getting the ball underway quickly, looking to go the other way. All the way in behind, and Mbomio trying to chase it down. Zamudio gets to it first to get it to Danford. Now Potros nearly getting behind in this match. Neither team able to break this deadlock just yet, but we feels like one's coming. Another long ball over the top from Columbus, but that one's going to be too long. It'll go out for a throw-in. We see the momentum shifting throughout the game. Columbus had moments in the first half. Potros able to get under control. They came into the second half under control. Now Columbus starting to get some momentum, and we'll see as this game kind of goes back and forth. Ball played forward, looking for Bebel. Bebel wins it. Here's Carrillo. Carrillo's pass picked out, and Carrillo commits the foul. Not a great match for Manuel Carrillo today. And a yellow card shown to Carrillo. They need to be careful with these cards as they don't want to pick up any suspensions going into the first round of the playoffs. Again, home seed already secured. A tie today would be enough to secure second place for Potros. A loss might be enough depending on other results, with Georgia Revolution currently leading on Limeño 2-0 now as the game has gone back underway. UMA also taking a lead against Birmingham in Birmingham. Birmingham already secured relegation. They're only 4 points this season, trying to find at least some consolation points at the end. Albion and Fountain City will fight for the other safety spot. Oh, that one found Riep on the back post, but he wasn't able to control it. Now a goal kick for Potros. Another player for Potros getting ready is Sean McKeever, warming up. Ball back underway. Here's Bradshaw. Had some runners, thought about it, but decided to go with the short pass to Watson instead. Watson not really involved in the match up to this point until now. See if they can get him more involved and see if he can make an impact as Dadinho plays it back to Oranga. Now Bradshaw with some space. Wide to John Engel. Trying to play over the top. Carrillo brings it down for himself because Mbomio was too close and the pass was too far. Carrillo tries to take it down the line, but the ball was out of bounds. Now we will see Sean McKeever enter the match. 6 assists on the season, 0 goals. Still looking for his first goal. But he will replace Manuel Carrillo, who comes off on the goal line. So Manuel Carrillo's game is done today. Got on the score sheet twice last week. Not able to do anything today. We'll see if McKeever can make a difference. Both scores continue 0-0 coming into the 67th minute. Watson winning the ball back, has pressure, tries to get around, wins the throw in instead. Here's Engel on the throw. Engel finding Mbomio's feet, and Mbomio with a bad touch. Loose ball falls to Watson. Bebel coming forward. Finding Dadinho on the far side. It's just a little too heavy. Can't control. Still in possession, though. Now goes back to Greenberg. Can Greenberg put in a good cross, or will he go for something else instead? Nope. Goes straight to the keeper. Ball played quickly. Back into play. One back by Dadinho, putting pressure from behind. Greenberg connecting with Watson. Watson tries to go himself, goes straight into pressure. Now Bebel. Pass to Engel was a little too hard. Engel under control. Now, looking for Mbomio in the box. It falls wide to McKeever. His first touch of the game. Watson in the box. Now Angle. Angle looking for the back post. It's over Dadinho and will fall safely to a goal kick for Columbus. Columbus under control with a chance to come forward. Looking for the long switch for Pelletcore. Does well to control, but Angle tries to slow down the attack and gets a cross in. A dangerous one here for Greenberg to deal with. Espinosa comes with it. Still Espinosa. Corbin at the edge of the box. Loses control. Oranga now able to carry ball forward. Oranga fouled in the process, but play continues as Mbomio plays it wide to Watson. Watson trying to get in behind. It finds Mbomio. And McKeever making the run into the box. Looking across from McKeever. Too far for him. Referee now coming back to talk to Corbin, who committed the foul on Oranga in the build-up. Don't think a card will be shown, but just a talking to this time. And another substitute this time for Columbus. And it will be Cruz who gets replaced. Cruz had a good opportunity in the first half with a header, saved from close range by Verona. Ball back underway. Here's McCroy. Might see some rain coming down in the next few minutes as the ball over the top falls to the feet of Verona. He brings it into the box to pick it up. Verona, will he decide to go short this time to Paul? Paul one time across to Bradshaw. Bradshaw carrying into space and then giving it away. Here's Espinosa. Watson coming back to try to help. Oranga gets in the way of the cross. Bebel trying to win this one now in the midfield. McCroy looking for the switch. Greenberg commits the foul. '72nd minute, still scoreless. Another substitute up and ready is Branderman. Not sure if he will be coming into the game or if he's just getting a stretch. Free kick opportunity from Columbus. Goes to goal. A difficult one for Verona to deal with, but dealt with it well enough. And now, as I believe that was Paul trying to come away with it, he's fouled. Paul will put it down. And referee didn't like where it was placed, so he'll leave it for Verona instead. Getting late into the game. We've seen this situation before. Paul plays it forward to Bradshaw. Oh, and the Columbus player gets to it first. That's number 22 who recently entered the match. Bonilla. He has a little bit of energy in his legs, as you can see, but Paul, with the experience, is able to get past the pressure. Ball played wide to Bradshaw. Does well to keep it in play, but then gives it away through the center. Sloppiness coming in, but Watson winning it back. A chance here. Has options in front of him. Goes to Angle. Angle trying to find Bebel in behind. Bebel can't get to it. Bradshaw getting up and winning the first header. Winning the second ball as well. Here's Uranga. Wide to Dadinho. Dadinho tried to play it behind for Mbomio. Dadinho doing well to get back, but no call. Now a foul called. Kwesi Paul getting ready to get us back underway. Plays short to Dadinho. Dadinho tries to get past his man, but loses it. Wins it back right away, though. A miscommunication there, as I believe that was McKeever who left it for Watson. Watson still fighting to try to win the ball back. Play continues. Here's a chance for FC Columbus. And Mbomio trying to help to win it back. Ball played wide. Ikpelikor keeps it in. Tries to get past Angle. Does so. Into the box, Ikpelikor. At the edge of the box, a chance here. Shot blocked by Kwesi Paul. Will be a corner kick for Columbus. And the fans of FC Columbus liked what they saw there. Ikpelikor getting past Angle, setting it up for his teammate. I believe that was Bonilla on the shot. Paul getting in the way, forcing the corner. Score continues 0-0 in Columbus. Corner kick. Cross comes in. Verona punches away. Watson heads wide to Mbomio. Mbomio, not many options in front of him, but support coming. Now has Watson. Watson trying to find some space to get forward, but runs out of it and goes straight into the Columbus player. Wins a free kick, however. Not happy. The fans of Columbus are not happy with that decision, but play continues. Watson. Watson fouled. Ikpelikor now down. Looks like a cramp. Trainer called on. He's the one who committed the foul. He also was the one who made that run a few moments ago that set up Columbus with a good opportunity. Watson going to be over the free kick. We saw a similar position a couple of weeks ago against Georgia Athletic at home in Marietta, where Kwesi Paul got the winner late on in a similar moment of the game in a similar situation, 0-0. We'll see, can they repeat that today or come up with something else? Ikpelikor getting attention at the near side, off the field. So Columbus will temporarily play down a man unless they have a sub ready to go. Did not see one enter. We'll see. Don't think it's going to happen on this play. So Watson over the free kick. Puts a cross in to the back post. McKeever was there, did not get his head to it. Will be a corner kick as Columbus played it out. Watson coming over to take this one as well. Watson's cross. Bradshaw got to it, but was not able to put it towards goal. Now Columbus will replace Ikpelikor, I believe. Ikpelikor still getting treatment on this near side. His day will be done, and the newly entered player will replace him. That'll be number 23, Hernandez. That's actually 21, Matthew Rilf. Uranga up for the header, took a knock in the process. McKeever winning it. Still McKeever. Through to Mbomio, but won by Columbus, wide to Angle. Good tackle there to win the corner. Uranga's still down in the middle of the field. Frankie Ruiz with an impressive first full season under Potros. Did come in at the end of last season. Broken many records in this one. A chance here. Falls to Bebel at the edge of the box. Back wide to Watson. Watson trying to use some skill to get himself in a better position to cross. Comes into McKeever. But the flag did go up as an out of bounds was called instead. McCroy looking for the wide pass but can't keep it in play. Ball thrown to Mbomio. Mbomio's touch let him down again. Bebel with the tackle in the middle. Took a little bit of a knock, it seems. The ball will eventually go out for a Potros throw-in. McKeever on the throw, leaves it for Engel. 10 minutes to go plus added time. We'll probably have a good chunk of added time with some stoppages in this half. Engel's throw to the box in Bomio, or Dadinho was there on the front post to flick. A chance on the counterattack here for Columbus. Controlled by one, Matthew Rolfe. Gets it forward to Bonilla, and Bradshaw was there to pick it out. There's Hernandez, number 23. Referee stopping the play, wants to talk. Maybe a equipment issue that's being asked to be taken care of, or maybe not wearing shin guards could be the issue. So a player will step off for a second to correct whatever needed to be corrected, and the throw-in's now in play. Referee's making a decision that will look like it bounced around, but eventually decided that it came off the Columbus player. Throw-in taken, but given directly back to Columbus. McKeever there to win it back, though. McKeever trying to get past the pressure. And eventually, John Engel's able to play the ball forward. Dadinho. Can he get to it and with some space in front of him? Takes the touch, using his speed to try to get to the second one, but wins a corner kick instead. Good work from the Columbus defender to keep up with Dadinho. That's not easily done. Not many defenders who have been able to do so over the years. Watson coming over to take it. Still a little bit of time remaining. Now into the 82nd minute. Watson on the corner. A Columbus player stays down after that play. Ball cleared and Engel gets to it. Plays it wide to Watson. Looking for an option. Goes to Uranga. Uranga didn't see a chance to play the ball forward. Goes wide to Bebel. Bebel with Watson. Still Watson. Still Watson. Gets into the box. Played across, and it's in the back of the net. Goal! Goal! Christian Watson with a bit of skill. Gets the ball into a dangerous area with a little bit of luck, deflected in by the FC Columbus defender, and Potros FC with a late lead in this match in the 83rd minute. Seven minutes to go. Can Columbus respond, or will Potros be able to hold on to the win? Only a few minutes left, and we did see a substitute during that sequence as Jimmy Lee Noel came on to replace Dadinho. Christian Watson with a great bit of skill to get into the dangerous area. Gets an own goal by FC Columbus to give Potros the lead. Noel, newly entered. Potros just need to hold off for 6 more minutes. They dug deep. They waited and waited and waited for the chance, and they finally got the goal. A little bit of luck on their side. But it looks like that second seed might just be theirs. They've got 6 minutes to hold on. Ball forward, looking for Noel, cleared out by Columbus. It's going to be a corner kick. Watson to take the corner. Already has an assist in this match with that own goal. His second of the season after joining only a few weeks ago. Watson puts the cross in. McKeever can't get to it. Bebel on the loose ball on the edge of the box. Has Watson as an option, but now finds him. Watson trying to dribble pass again. Watson again. This time crosses a little short. And clearance only as far as Bebel. Bebel trying to drive forward but loses control of the ball. Gets past Waranga. Has a player forward. If Columbus can release the ball, Greenberg gets in the way. Still Columbus. Now switching the ball wide. Here's Rolf. Rolf putting a cross in. Verona lets it go. Currently Potros with the joint best defense in the league with 13 goals conceded, tied with Kalanji Pro Profile. Kalanji Pro Profile with 1 match left to play tomorrow against SSL. So they could go into the postseason with the best defense if Pro Profile concedes. And looks like we might see a debut for Simeon Dishman, who looks like he'll be coming on to replace Nazario and Bomio. Dishman recently joining the club. Gets his debut today, first appearance. We'll get at least 4 minutes plus added time. And Bomio will not break the season scoring record this season unless he can get something in the playoffs. But he may still win the league Golden Boot if he can. Other players around him don't catch up. A chance here as the ball's played forward, looking for McKeever. I believe that was Noel who played the ball. McKeever won't be able to get to it. And a goal kick now for FC Columbus. They will make another change as well. Probably, believe this might be their final sub. We have not been able to keep track. Espinosa's day will be done. He's been good for Columbus, but not able to do enough so far. FC Columbus a lead. They have secured safety thanks to results going their way today, and they will be back in the Premier in the fall season, so they'll have a chance to rebuild and try to make a better campaign next time out. They have not been a bad opponent today, and now we will see EJ Ohiwiri also make an appearance today. And he will replace Augusto del Rio Bebol. Ball forward to Noel. Noel flicks on. Here's Dishman. Good skill from the young player who came in. Greenberg's ball into the box. Nobody there. Into the hands of Danford. Zamudio. His ball was deflected off of Noel. Now Watson trying to come away with it and wins a free kick. Leaves it for Oranga to take. The final minute of regular time is about to begin, and then we'll see how much time will be added as the ball comes all the way across the angle, but his head, it was just a little too far for him to be able to redirect it. A great end to the season if Potros can hold on. Winning 8 of the last 9 matches going into playoffs. We'll figure out who their opponent will be later on. We could see it secured this week, or we may have to wait until midweek as Limeño Georgia has a game to make up midweek against Albion. So depending on results tomorrow and today, we might be able to confirm who will be the opponent. Could be Georgia Athletic, could be Pachuca Georgia, it could be Limeño Georgia. Won by Kwesi Paul. Could also be UMA, although they were up against FC Birmingham. If they win that match, then it won't be UMA. Ball given away. Here's McKeever. Getting the ball forward to Dishman. Here's Dishman.
4 minutes stoppage time. 4 minutes.
John Engel putting a cross into the box. Just behind McKeever, and Columbus was able to get to it. Ohiweri's header back into the box. McKeever there. Threw Columbus off and forces them to clear it only as far as Kwesi Paul. And if you didn't hear it from the stadium announcer, 4 minutes of added time. We're into the first minute of that. Ball played forward by Verona. Left by Zamudio as far as Danford. Danford now sending it back the other way. Oranga in the way there. Watson trying to get past and wins a free kick again. Good skill from the young midfielder. The Oglethorpe player, former Atlanta United Academy player as well. Angle getting the ball back underway. Here's Paul. Long ball over the top by Columbus, dealt with by Greenberg. He'll shield it out for a goal kick. Less than 2 minutes remaining of added time. Potros currently with the 1-0 lead thanks to the own goal coming in the 83rd minute. Created by Christian Watson, who used his skill to get into dangerous position, and with a little bit of luck, the ball ended up in the back of the net. But the game's not over. A chance here as Columbus get the ball forward. John Engel doing well to shield that one off and wins the free kick, but it looked like the referee was pointing in the direction for Columbus, but no, he changes his arm and points for Potros. So John Engel did well there to shield the ball, winning the free kick. Stays down a little bit. Maybe has a little bit of an issue there. Remember, John Engel did not start this match. He came in the first half substitution for Bryson and Tochi. Bonilla helping Engel back to his feet, trying to get the game back underway. And we're now in the final minute of added time. We'll see if that delay there will give a few more seconds added on, and Verona will be the one to take this. Verona kicks it straight out of bounds, and now Columbus have a chance to tie the game with the final seconds on the clock. Engel does well to cut that one out. Still Columbus putting the pressure on. Trying to steal a point, or trying to steal a point at the end of the season, the final seconds. Here's Watson. Sorry, that was actually Dishman who ends up clearing it forward. Now Columbus coming away, but they can't keep control. Potros will have the throw-in. They have a few seconds over the 4 minutes, maybe a few more seconds additional because of the stoppage a second ago. Potros looking like they've all but secured second place. Angle now going all the way back to Kwesi Paul. Will hold the ball deep in his own half. Now decides to send it forward. Finds Noel, who was yards behind the back line. And there goes the final whistle. Potros FC securing the 1-0 win with a late winner thanks to the run from Christian Watson. And they will go into the playoffs as the second seed. Will have home field advantage in the first round. If they advance, they will have home field advantage in the second round. And then the route to the final begins now. Potros FC will be back at home next week at Marietta High School. The opponent will be to be determined. But this has been Christopher Oranga bringing you this UPSL Georgia Premier match in Columbus, Georgia. Thank you to all for watching, and we will see you next week as the playoffs begin.
Again, we thank you for upgrading. Please, God, home safe.